One round of proofreading by a professional proofreader for the purpose of minimizing textual errors will take place prior to layout design and interior finalization. An author assumes final responsibility for the accuracy of the text. So this is the key one that I want to explain thoroughly. So we do one round of proofreading. That's something that we include. What proofreading is just going through and making sure that there aren't errors in the author's intent. Okay, so if you meant to write jazz and instead you wrote H-A-Z-Z, that's clearly a typo. That's a mistake that you made. You meant to say jazz. It was an error. Proofreading is going to work to catch that error and improve it. What proofreading is not is copy editing or line editing, in which somebody's going to go in and actually change the intent of what you're trying to say, swapping in different nouns, swapping in different verbs, adding or taking out adjectives and adverbs, stuff like that. Like, that's what we are not going to do. That we only have a round of proofreading because, again, we want to maintain your vision, not manipulate it, not twist it in line with what our editors want. So that's one thing that's really important that we want you to understand, is that we're not going to go in here and manipulate your work on a line-by-line basis. That's not something that's included in the contract. So, we don't want you to anticipate that that is included or fear that that's something that we're going to do without your permission. Proofreading is just there to catch mistakes, so if it's an obvious mistake where, you clearly meant to put a period, but you have a comma instead, we're going to fix that. Another thing that proofreading is going to try to catch is just stylistic errors. If the Chicago Manual of Style says, oh, this number should be spelled out, not written as a numeral, we're probably going to make that edit to be in line with proper style. If Chicago Manual says that there should be one space after a period, not two, we're going to switch every time in your book in which there's two spaces or 7 spaces after a period to one, just to get it in line with proper style. So those are things that we're going to do and what we're not going to do in regards to it. Another couple things I want to point out about this clause is that it says for the purpose of minimizing textual errors. Okay, this is really key because we can't guarantee that every single thing is going to be caught. In all of our books, we obviously are going to be hyper motivated to make sure that nothing goes to press with mistakes in it. We do not want that to happen. It makes you look bad. It makes us look bad. It's definitely something that we want to avoid at all costs. That's a difference between us and a self-publisher. If we were a self-publishing company, we wouldn't really care because the book just has your name on it. It doesn't have our name on it. But the book does say Atmosphere Press on it. So we want to try to get rid of all textual errors. But we do want to make clear that we can't guarantee that on page 237 of your 700-page novel that we missed something. It's totally possible that we could miss something. So we just want you to have that realistic understanding going forward that we're going to do our best to minimize errors, but we can't actually guarantee that we're going to catch everything. It's just not possible. So that's sort of our honest truth giving on this. And we want you to understand that we're going to do our part. And as it says here, author assumes final responsibility for the accuracy of the text. So after we do proofreading, we're going to run this thing through the ringer. We're going to try to make sure that we catch absolutely everything. But we really, want you to know that it's your book, that we want you to give it an extra read. We want you to pay close attention to the changes that we made in proofreading. We're going to use track changes. We're going to be very transparent about the edits that were made, but that at the end of the day, you're the one who, needs to make sure that the book that's going to press is the one that you want and that it's cleaned up everything that you want cleaned up. And that this is a collaborative process working together. Proofreading, catching every last error is a difficult thing to do. So we're really going to need all hands on deck. And I can just tell you in advance, we promise in this contract 1 round of proofreading by a professional proofreader. We're actually going to even go above and beyond that and really try to, send this through more than 1 round, use a little bit of AI to help us with this process. So we're going to do everything that we can, but we're going to need your help too.